but the thing I was worried about the most was my backpack. The backpacks are back. Woo! I love the people that wear the backpacks are just like. I was looking for like a woo-woo. There's none of that. Backpacks are back, and it's weird, right? Because you fit all your shit in them. You can carry your coffee, you can do your texting, you can do all kinds of weird shit. You can cuss out Russian ladies that rob you. It's great. But the thing is like every time you're trying to make the light, nothing will suck the cool out of you fast enough than trying to run with a loaded backpack. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like having boobs on the front and the back. Right? So you see the little man like blinking in the crosswalk, you're like, oh fuck, here I go too. Like and you can only hold one side, right? So you can't go like both and it's like going like this, and all of a sudden you revert to a third grader with braces, and life is miserable, and you don't know why you do want to be a boy when you grow up. I feel like I'm 37 and I get really weirded out. Like people say ma'am and they call me a woman in New York. That makes me really uncomfortable. Like in my mind, that is the worst. That's worse than like all the other crazy shit I just talked about. But it's one of those situations where when somebody's like, oh, that woman over there in the corner, I'm like, who's a woman? What are you talking about there? When I go home to the South, there like people who are like 25 say yes ma'am to me. I'm just like, oh, that's awful. But I guess because in my mind I feel like I'm still a girl. If you call me a woman or Miss Ketchum, I assume you mean my mother or my grandmother. But because I feel like a girl. But it's one of those situations where that's the truth. I am a woman. Like if I were to get hit by a bus while I'm running across the crosswalk with my backpack, New York One would say woman struck by a bus and killed at Hudson Yards. And I wouldn't understand what had happened. I'd be in heaven. I'd be looking around. I'd be like, oh shit, somebody got hit by a bus. You got hit by a bus. Jesus would be like, that's you, bitch. You're the woman. How do you think you got here? Scratching my head. He's like, oh, bless it. We didn't give her much, did we? Shh, you're pretty. Oh my God. I feel like it's been weird reaching this point. I'm trying to freeze my eggs. Anybody else here freezing their eggs? You are the one you're like, that's the worst. Are you freezing your eggs? I'm freezing my eggs. Are you gay? I'm gay. Oh no. We've messed up the microphone. That's okay. Egg freezing is interesting because the way that insurance pays for things is that if you can prove that you cannot conceive a baby naturally, well, that's a plot twist for a bunch of lesbians, yeah? You have to prove that you've been having sexual contact for at least 2 years without getting pregnant. And I'm like, well, okay. And so I love to really mess with the people that are on the phone that are with United Healthcare. Do you know what I mean? I love messing with those people because they're reading from a binder, from a script. And she's like, so you're trying to tell me that you have been having frequent sexual contact for the last 2 years and you were not able to get pregnant? I was like, that is right. And what does your primary care physician tell you is the cause of you not being impregnated after repeated sexual contact? I was like, oh, that's easy. My partner don't have a whiner. And you can hear her like frantically flipping through the pages. Okay, so wait, can you say that again? I was like, yep. Partner don't have a whiner. Can you spell that? I was like, sure, whiner. Penis. Lack thereof. She's like, wait, your partner don't even have a penis? I was like, that's right. That's why we can't get pregnant. And she, I'm gonna have to get my supervisor. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. How are we? Are you still by or did I lose you? I always lose the ladies when we start talking health insurance. Oh my Lord. New York is a weird place. Remember when everybody freaked out over Hamilton? Are people still freaking out over Hamilton? Yeah. Mm-mm. How many times have you seen it? Twice. So she's rich. Everybody put your drinks on her chest. Oh, it pissed me off when I couldn't see Hamilton. I couldn't afford it to get in, and I didn't want to pay for the line stander. I was like, what is this line stander? If I'm paying for a line stander for anything, I'm getting a Popeye's chicken sandwich, right? I could get the soundtrack on Spotify for free, but that moment with that chicken sandwich is priceless. It really did, because it was everywhere. It was like everybody talked about how you can't get in. Even like they're like, you can go to Chicago to see it. I'm like, shit, I can't get into Chicago to see it. It was ridiculous. So my mom like always loves to watch the news, and so she called me one day, and she's always wanted me to be on Broadway. So she called me one day, and she's like, listen, I was watching the news the other day. I said, was it Fox News? She's like, you know what, you always accuse me of watching that Fox News. I never said I was watching Fox News, but I was watching the news the other day. It was Fox News. And I saw that they were having a casting call for Hamilton, and I got so excited. I thought, this is going to be Kendall's moment. Now, I can't carry a tune in a bucket, obviously. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And she's like, but then it said in the casting call, no white people. I said, okay. And she said, well, I just thought that was real offensive. And everybody was real up in arms and thought that was just, you can't say, like, no white people. I said, that's not really how casting works. You understand that, right? Like, if they don't want any white to cast any white people, they put a notice at the bottom that said, don't send us any damn white people. That's how that works. She said, well, that's not very politically correct. I said, Mama, casting cannot be politically correct. Y'all understand casting can't be politically correct, right? Let me guess, you don't. So, casting cannot be politically correct. Let me give you a visual. If casting were politically correct, that would mean I would get to audition for the remake of Straight Outta Compton. Can you imagine what that would look like? Let me guess, you can't. So, if I were if casting were politically correct, and I could audition for the remake of Straight Outta Compton, be like, hey, my name's Kendall Ketchum, and I'm here to read for the role of Eazy-E. And today I'm going to sing a little song for you called Gangsta Gangsta. And it goes like this. I'm not going to rap for you. I'm not going to rap for you. Forget it. Oh, God, bisexual is like, oh, no. White girl, don't do it. Don't do it. The table back there is like, get your phone out. This is about to be a disaster. No, she's really white. This is going to go viral. You hadn't said a word. He's like this. So there's no rap music coming. Okay.